Just allow whatever wants to be here to be here. A sense of opening awareness to the inner emotional world. And for the duration of this meditation, the only practice here is to see just how much you can feel any and all emotion without trying to change the emotion, without trying to fix or heal the emotion, simply and purely feeling. That is all. Become the space of unconditional, loving awareness in which all emotion is free to rise, come into the space of awareness, to be seen, to be known, to be loved. And notice that once an emotion is finally free to be seen, to be known intimately, it naturally falls into a harmony with the entirety of your being. There are no wrong emotions. The universe does not make mistakes. You are already perfect, complete and whole. This is simply a rediscovering of that inner emotional world that may have been neglected for some time. Anything deep, repressed, hidden, avoided, will be like a dense, tight knot. And the loving light of awareness will shine upon it, and gradually that knotted up emotion will unravel itself. All emotion wants to be free. All we are doing is stepping out of that process and observing as the emotion naturally unfurls itself. So, for the duration of this meditation, just don't get involved. Notice your usual habit in relation to emotion. And just be curious about this. This is not the realm of self-judgment. Just notice how you ordinarily react to the presence of certain emotions. Do certain emotions, like fear, make you want to run and hide? Do certain emotions like anger make you want to start conflict and arguments? Just notice what the emotion ordinarily makes you feel like doing. But in this meditation, no behavior is going to arise from these emotions. This is not the time for behavior. This is the time for introspection, developing deep connection with your own inner emotional world. And this happens by simply and directly becoming fully aware. And this means we will need the courage, the grace, the dignity, the maturity to step back and allow anything to rise. Now it's crucially important to understand that we repress, avoid, or resist emotion for a reason. They can be excruciatingly uncomfortable. I know. I know. So I recognize the challenge of this meditation. However, I also recognize its profound healing power. So take heart, have courage. We are doing a deep dive here. The deeper, the better. And yes, the more uncomfortable the emotion, the more profound the change, the transformation, the healing will be. Have courage. Taking a moment here to just be. Just be. You may find it useful to breathe deeply, to ground yourself. And if you get lost in streams of thought, return to the breath. It's always available to you. Just return to the breath. Breathe and be. Now, when a deep, often painful emotion rises for you, notice attention ordinarily goes up into the mind and stories are created. For example, anger or rage is present, and you immediately go up into the mind, into an imaginary argument or conflict, or perhaps a memory of a past injustice, a past trespass against you, and then you become stuck in this argumentative loop of conflict in the mind. In this meditation, we are practicing not going up into the mind. No resolution can be found up there. That imaginary argument cannot be won. We are not in the realm of the mind. This is the realm of the heart. So upon feeling that emotion rising, notice the tendency to want to go up into the mind. Do not go there. Just turn to the emotion itself. In this example, we're using rage, but it could be grief, anxiety, shame, sorrow, resentment, regret. Whatever the emotion is, when it rises, do not go up into the mind. Stay with the emotion. If anything has started to rise for you now, this is good. Whatever it is, whichever emotion is coming up for you, it's good. All emotion is good. The universe doesn't make mistakes. Just feel it. This is a challenge. We want to go up into the mind. We want to go into narratives and thinking about how we should behave in relation to the presence of this emotion. We are not involved in any of that. Just stay with it. This is the practice. Feel it. Get to know it. How does it actually feel? See if you can define it nicely. Meaning, do you know exactly the precise quality of the emotion? It's worth double checking. Are you sure this is fear and not anger? Are you sure this is anger and not guilt? Are you sure this is guilt and not regret? This is a gentle inquiry. It's very, very worth doing. And if it's still very vague, very dense, very unclear for you at this time, that is okay too. There is no rush. We have an infinite amount of time to do this. No hurry. If it's vague, you don't know what you're currently feeling, just be aware of the vagueness. Be aware of the blank. Be aware of the void. Do not try to fill the void with something. Just be aware of the void. We'll take a moment here just to begin by knowing what it is we are currently feeling. Very good. Very good. Now, just noticing the usual tendency to want to try and get rid of an unpleasant emotion, to try and get rid of it, or change it in some way, or move into a comfortable position. But just recognize that there are some emotions that cannot ever be comfortable. They are uncomfortable by their very nature. It is not the emotion itself that we can become comfortable with, but we can become comfortable with our own response to it. You're doing well. Stay with me. I know it's tough. We have already started to come into the presence of some challenging emotion here, and already we've realized no behavior has to arise from it. No physical, overt behavior has to rise from this emotion. We've chosen not to. And also, no cognitive behavior has arisen from this emotion. We have chosen not to go into narratives. We have chosen not to go to the activity of the mind. Instead, we have chosen to recognize, acknowledge, allow, and accept the presence of this emotion. As hideous as the emotion may be, there it is. And hold on. Isn't there a great deal of freedom in this? It's an unpleasant emotion, but that's all. That's all. That's it. This is the depth. This is the heart. This could be the very heart of darkness for you, I know. We might be deep into shame here. We might be deep in rage. The injustice, everything that's been done to you, it's horrifying at times. Horrifying. I know. Or deep regret, things we wish we hadn't done, said. And yet, it's just a feeling. Just this, just now. The emotion is present. That's okay. No stories, no narratives. Okay. And you'll always be conscious awareness. So this practice will always be available to you. At work, driving, looking after the kids, whatever. Acknowledge, accept, allow. No need to go to the mind or the behavior, just go to the emotion. There's no burying, no resisting, no repressing, no hiding, just allowing. And in the light of this awareness, the emotion is no longer dangerous. Still unpleasant, of course. Certain emotions are. They have to be. They have to be. That is their nature. We cannot change their nature. But once they are free, they will naturally harmonize. They will fall into the pattern of being for which they were originally intended. Emotions guide us. Emotions teach us. Staying with the emotion, true allowance now. Acceptance, allowance. Beautiful. Stay with it. Now, we're going to hand over the reins to the emotion itself. So here, we will allow the emotion to be the guide. Allow the emotion to be the teacher. So even I, as the guide for this meditation, is just going to step aside for a moment. You may have just felt a little pang of worry there. Don't worry, don't worry. I'm just going to step aside for a slight moment, 30 seconds to a minute, and hand over the reins of this guided meditation to allow the emotion to be the guide. Meaning, what is the emotion trying to tell you? And do not shy away from this. Do not judge the emotion in any way. This is the realm of love. Love. No judgment. This is the realm of the unconditional awareness. Unconditional. Whatever the emotion needs to say, let it be said. As hard as it may be, the emotion might be crying out to be heard and saying, I am hurting. I'm hurt. I'm lost. I feel abandoned. I feel discouraged. I feel threatened. These may all be the sentiments that the emotion is trying desperately to teach you. But we ordinarily have to bury that. We've had no other choice in our life thus far. You had no choice but to bury it. You had no choice but to repress it. But now, no more repression, no more resistance, no more hiding, open awareness. What does the emotion need to say? Very good. As hard as that might be, there is the most profound and individual to you lessons contained within the emotion. Even the most highly educated PhD holding psychiatrist would not be able to tell you anything about yourself that is more profound, more true, and more accurate than what your own buried emotions are trying to tell you. So let them be the guide. Let them be the teacher. This will result in powerful knowledge for you. Powerful knowledge. Stay with me. You're doing so well. This is good. You may have noticed there's a kind of back and forth that happens. You may come close to an emotion and then immediately bounce off into some stream of thought. That happens. Okay, that's fine. Fine. This is a practice. We are not expected to get it 100% straight away It's a practice. Return to the emotion as soon as you can, back to allowing. In time, this will naturally happen itself, because emotion is trying to rise. It's trying to unfurl itself. It's trying to disentangle itself, like a snake that has tied itself into a knot and wriggling and struggling to untie itself. Just give it a little extra help and it uncurls in time and will be free, unharmed. There's already a sense of relief, right? Because hang on, if even our most deeply held, buried emotions are now free, and we don't mind their presence because they're fine, of course they're fine. It's okay to feel shame, it's okay to feel rage. The universe doesn't make mistakes, so there it is, it's okay. Now we can practice maturity in our responses to emotions, but the emotions themselves aren't a problem. Beautiful. So, one final step here. Aware of the emotion, and now practicing loving, unconditional acceptance of the emotion. We may still wish to be changing our behaviors in response to the emotion. That's fine. That will happen naturally in time, once we've learned how to accept the presence of uncomfortable emotion. The behavior surrounding the emotion will become far easier to alter or transform in some way. It's fine. The emotion itself is not a problem, is the crucial point. Just feel it, just feel it, just feel it. And this final part here, to ensure that the emotion doesn't run and hide again, that the emotion doesn't feel forced to go back into the shadows, is actually to hand over the body to the emotion. Just give your body back to the emotion itself. Let the emotion have the free rein. However your body wants to react to this is great. If tears come, let them come. If you start shaking, let the shaking happen. This is good. Shaking is the trauma being released from your body. And if nothing happens, that's fine as well. You may also notice areas tremor or tighten and then release, or maybe just total release and relaxation. You may get digestive things going on, all kinds of gurgles, right? Give the body back to the emotion, and you will find the hiding places where the emotion has stored itself, where it's been hiding all this time. And say to the emotion, you don't have to hide here now. You don't. You're free to come out. Come out of the room that you got sent to. It's time to come out now. You have a free house. The house is free. The house is empty. Safe and secure. Come out of your room and into the house. Let the emotion roll through the body. Have the party that it needs to have in the body. You see? The physical response to the emotion changes there. Becomes natural, healthy, harmonious. this release can be exhausting. Show yourself that self-respect to acknowledge this. Might take the wind out of your sails doing this practice. That's a good sign. Very good. We'll begin to move out of the formal aspect of this meditation into the more informal aspect. You may wish to just sit longer in everything that's been pointed to thus far, or even do it again. Just keep running through it. That will be like, it's like when you take something out of the wash and there's still a stain. Just keep washing it. Put it back in and back in and back in. Doing this practice works just like that. Flush, flush, flush. Untangle that knot as the snake wriggles free. Let it out. Just keep doing it. Or that may be enough of a dose for now, and it's time to start moving around again, so we can shift our body a little. Just notice, if the body feels any different, just take note of that. How interesting. Now, as the mind starts to get back involved in your activity and life, you can feel the emotion wants to go and hide again. We're not going to let that happen anymore. Stay up and out in the open, please, emotion. Thank you. No more hiding. Don't go away. It's a sense of we want you here. We want you here, emotion. There was never anything wrong with you. Never. Not for a single second. We have to understand the mechanism of repression, or resistance or avoidance, is that when we first encountered the emotion, it wasn't safe to feel it, or it wasn't appropriate to feel it. But that's not because there's something wrong with you or the emotion. It's because there's something wrong with the culture around you. It doesn't have the space for emotion, particularly if the parents, caregivers, the adults that were around in your early life, if they had their own repressed problems, boy howdy did the previous generation have their repressed problems. They did. Big time. Just be aware of that. As you tried to express them as a child, you tried to express them out and they will have just bounced right back at you. And through just pure Pavlovian conditioning, you learned that it's not safe to express emotion. And because many adults, particularly in the previous generation, have dysfunctional emotional lives, a dysfunctional, distorted worldview when it comes to emotion, they didn't have the knowledge, the resources, or the maturity to teach you how to process certain emotions, what to do when rage rises up, what to do when you are anxious, what to do when you feel ashamed, what to do when you feel envious, what to do when you feel regret, how to manage sorrow. These are all things that adults should teach a child. Wouldn't that be nice? They are. That's the adult's responsibility when raising a child. But it so often simply doesn't happen. And so two things happen there. The child develops a false belief that certain emotions are bad, that certain emotions are wrong, certain emotions are unhealthy. And the child also starts to believe there must be something wrong with me. Because every time I feel this natural feeling, I get told off for it. I get sent to my room. I get shamed. I get mocked. I get beaten. The child starts thinking, well, there's something wrong with me. And that feeling is so agonizing. It's agonizing for an adult. Imagine it for a child. So agonizing that the child buries it. Believes there's something wrong with me and I need to hide that away. The child starts to believe, I'm not going to let the world see my inner world because it's just wrong. It's just disgusting. There's just something's off. And that's when we develop this shell, the ego, a story that tries to make all of this a bit more palatable and comfortable. We develop all of these strategies in the outer world and inner world to avoid feeling those emotions, to avoid it. But if we drop those strategies now, they've served their purpose. That's the other thing. We shouldn't judge ourselves for doing that. It did its job. If it's the best, sorry. If it's the best that the child could do with what it had at the time, that was the best that it could do. So you didn't do anything wrong by creating these mechanisms of repression. That was the smartest thing to do at the time. Like a soldier at war has to temporarily suspend his own humanity in order to function in the war. Horrifying, and it happens all the time. That's exactly what happens when the child represses their inner emotional world. The war is over. It's time to let go of all that. Rediscover those beautiful natural emotions that are inherent to you. The universe doesn't make mistakes, and it didn't make a mistake when it gave you these emotions. These emotions are there as your guide, as your teacher, as a method of knowing how to navigate this world. That's what the emotion is there for. Anger can help you. Anxiety can help you. Shame can help you. Guilt can help you. When these emotions are harmonized in the area that they should be within the spectrum of emotion, harmonized, balanced, and moving correctly, we actually recognize why they're there in the first place. They are a natural intuition, and they're not a problem. But we have to first practice this becoming comfortable with the feeling. And not that the emotion itself ever becomes comfortable. It can't. Anxiety can't be comfortable by its own nature, but instead we become comfortable with our response to it. There's the anxiety. Here's what I'm going to do. But first I'm going to love and accept it. And then we decide what to do. Right? So, there we go. Washing through, washing through, washing through. And you will be stunned. I was particularly surprised by this type of practice, the shadow work, the emotion work. When you just touch, even briefly, something deep, just a slight touch into that, just a little glimpse of, oh wow, okay, we just prodded something deep and dark lurking in one of those deep dark caves. You suddenly feel a surge of freedom and excitement, liberation. You recognize there's a new world just around the corner. I was very surprised when it was a sense of finally something works. After all that therapy, all that CBT, all that physical training, even all of that meditation, staying present, it's all good stuff. It all takes us to this part. Perhaps we need to develop the emotional, spiritual maturity in order to then face this shadow. I think that's everything for today, team. Whenever I do a video on this sort of stuff, I always feel a strong inclination to say thank you. I have a huge amount of gratitude and appreciation to anyone who does this work, because Lord knows there are enough people walking around on this planet who choose not to do this work. And those people that choose not to, they are the ones causing all the harm. All of it. So the fact that you're doing this work, you're going a huge way to removing some of that deeply repressed trauma that is present in the common consciousness of humanity. When you heal it, take it out of that stock, it's massive. The rising tide makes all boats go up. It works like that. So thank you for doing this. I hope this video finds you well today. I hope this video finds you in good health, peace and prosperity. May you have ease of being. May your loved ones have ease of being and enjoy good health. May this practice and yours be for the benefit of all sentient beings. Take care. Be well. And stay present.